Hello? Okay, there we go. Apparently the setting was set to off for my microphone. That was weird. Okay, there we go. Apparently the setting was set to off for my microphone. That was weird. Okay, just making a few adjustments here. A dude on wheels. Hey, thank you for the other host. Still making a few adjustments. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I feel like I might need to turn the volume down just a touch on the gain. That should be okay. Alright. So, yeah, so the reason why I'm doing this is that I had been playing through a significant... Wow, that got really loud all of a sudden. Let's see if I can adjust. Okay, I think that's a bit better. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't affect my voice too much, but, oh lord. Okay, so, as I was saying, the reason I'm doing this is because I started playing this game before on my other PlayStation 4. I got a new one. And when I transferred the data over,
well, you've come to the right place.
My save files for this game did not
Yharnam
transfer.
is the home of blood administration. You need
So
only
I'm
unravel
restarting
its mystery.
this very, very hard game.
But where's an outsider like yourself to begin? Easy, with a bit of Yharnam blood of your own.
Indeed.
But first, you'll need a contract.
From what I can tell, it looks like the stream quality is looking pretty good. And in honor of my friends, Eggy, John, Flaming Monocle, and all them who gave me this nickname, Father Kendrick. I'd say a lot of people watching this probably will have no idea what that's from. Actually, I technically don't really know what that's from, but, you know, whatever. Okay, let's see, load favorite. So I did some different designs here based on a few different people, and this is one based on me. Yeah, not bad, huh? Let's see here. I feel like I don't consider myself particularly burly, but it's about as close to chunky as they've got, so I'll go with that. Let's see. I usually prefer the mature voice because the aged voice just sounds way too old. Yeah, sounds like Scrooge McDuck. Okay. So yeah, we've got that. Origin. Now for those of you that haven't played Bloodborne before, this is basically just determining your initial stats and level. There's Waste of Skin, which I have not yet gone with, although in the end it doesn't really matter, because again, this is just your base stats. But the way I play, I've found that a lone survivor seems to be the ideal starting point for me. Just because of the stats, it's like, I'll go back to that really quick. Origin, right. Primarily because it's a pretty balanced starting point. Because you see, it's like endurance is relatively, well, it's middle ground for the most part. Vitality is a bit higher compared to, yeah, really any of the others. So that's one of the big things. It's like the vitality, which is your health, is a good place to start. And the rest, endurance tends to be higher on a couple of them. But yeah, long story short, and trying to get my ADHD aside, Lone Survivor is just essentially the most balanced build that I prefer to start this game with. So let's go. The Saw Hunter Badge. Badge crafted long ago with the workshop. Attests to one prowess as a hunter of beasts. And the torch. A common torch formed by wrapping a pine resin-drenched cloth around the end of a long stick. Here we go. That actually took a bit longer than normal.
Good.
Must be because this is my first time really firing it up on the new
Let's
PlayStation.
begin the transfusion. Oh, don't you worry. Whatever happens, you may think it all a mere bad dream.
Yeah, probably. Insert evil laughter. Or delirious mad laughter. Whatever suits you. Okay, now, this little intro here is, well, I'm just gonna shut up.
Ah, you found yourself a hunter.
So yeah, it's like the thing of nightmares, huh? Okay, so, yeah, I mean, you could, I guess, kind of consider all that to be a bit of a nightmare, although at this point we're kind of stuck in a nightmare, as does the Dark Souls and Bloodborne Legacy go. Just so you know, the first time I played this game, and I saw that opening segment, I was just like, oh, okay, so we have our first boss battle already, which clearly didn't happen. But then you have those little white guys appearing. I didn't know I could get other people's messages already. But basically, those little creepy white guys that are, again, the thing of nightmares, they just, they're called messengers. And they're actually meant to be cute, in a way? Or like adorably hideous, maybe? But they are actually, they adore you. They love you. Okay, let's see how long I can... So this is a battle that you're typically meant to lose, and undoubtedly I will lose. However, I've never gone against this guy without putting up a fight, and I refuse to do so now. Oh no. And I don't have any way to heal myself right now, and the reason I'm hitting for so little is because I have no weapon. So again, it is possible to beat this guy, but it would take longer than I do. So, oh, dang it. Oh yeah, and that's one other mechanic of this game that is really cool. Oh, I'm dead. But one mechanic of this game that is really cool is the fact that you are able to regain your health after you've been struck on a temporary basis. It's like it goes down, and then there's there's a section of orange that appears to the right of the health marker. And as long as that's there and you're able to hit an enemy, you can regain your vitality through attacking them. It's a really cool little aspect of this game that definitely differentiates it from Dark Souls, even though I haven't played the Dark Souls games. But, you know, based on observation and what I've seen of the game. And here we are in the Hunter's Dream. And as you can see, there's the little messengers, the hideous little adorable guys, things, whichever. And this is actually where I will head back into the game, but don't want to do that yet because I have some items to grab. And this is the doll. An abandoned doll. And it is not possible to do anything with her yet, which she will be the one giving me my levels. Or I'll be leveling up through her later in the game. It might not actually be this stream, because I'll have to be ending relatively soon. But again, this is testing out the stream and also just kind of getting this restarted. The messengers offer you a trick weapon. Choose one. Trick weapons are wielded with the right hand and employed in beast hunting. Okay, so the kind of build I usually go for in this game is a skill-based build. Yeah, that's it. And so that would usually call for starting with the threaded cane, even though it's technically the weakest of the starting weapons. The most typical one is the one that's sort of featured on the front of the box, and that's the saw cleaver. And then there's the hunter's axe, which it's really powerful, but also really slow. And I tried doing this for a while, actually, going with the strength build, but I've found that the slowness of the attacks is actually a hindrance for me. However, I am going to be starting with the hunter's axe, and that's something that I'll be explaining as I go along. So, yes, starting with the hunter axe. That's because I'll be coming across a weapon later that I will be replacing that with as my primary weapon. And now we pick our firearm. And later in the game I may end up picking the hunter pistol, but for now I prefer the hunter blunderbuss because it's more consistent as far as hitting the enemies and prompting what's called a visceral attack, which if you've played the Dark Souls games, you'll know, well, it's essentially a parry, which allows you to do a visceral attack. But whereas in Dark Souls you have shields, you now have firearms in this game. And then accepting gift from messengers, we receive the notebook, which what I saw there after opening the initial door was a note left by someone, and I pretty much always just throw it in here in the personal effects, which is something you access through pressing the touchpad on the PS4 controller. Now that's pretty much it here for now. There's also a little shop where you can buy things, and I will admit, of all the messengers, this one is probably the one that actually is adorable in a grotesque way, because he's just like, "Hello, how can I help you?" Trade in blood echoes with messengers to buy and sell items. I have no blood echoes right now because I died. Which, again, if you have seen any of the Dark Souls games, when you die, you lose all of your souls, or, in this case, you lose all of your blood echoes. So yeah, that's just kind of the way it goes in the world of Bloodborne. And now let's head back to the clinic there, where we will quickly and swiftly take out that werewolf. Blood vial acquired from Vasevska's clinic. I might actually get that here in a second. I can't remember if she shows up yet. I'll have to wait and see. Let's see. Okay, so instead of bonfires, you get these lamps, and those will return you to the hunter's dream. And actually, before... Okay, the doors are closed again, so I think I can actually get that blood vial from Vasevka up here.
Are you out on the hunt?
Indeed.
Then I'm very sorry, but I cannot open this door.
Why?
I am Yosefka.
Hi, Yosefka.
The patients here in my clinic must not be exposed to infection. I know that you hunt for us, for our town, but I'm sorry. Please.
Are you really?
This is all that I can do.
Is it really? Okay, that's very
now,
nice.
Go. And good hunting.
Why, thank you. Alright, so yeah, that's Yosefka. And that's actually an area you are able to get in there eventually, through a back door. And there's more to that, actually, that will also be touched on later, but I have never actually reached the point where I've gotten to go back there yet. That's something that I hope will happen in this playthrough. And for those of you who haven't seen, this is the attack pattern of the axe. Again, it's slow but very strong. And you're also able to convert it to a two-handed attack, which has some sweet range. But also, the reason I get this as my first weapon, which will be, again, sort of a secondary weapon later, is because of this. That double spin attack, it drains your vitality, but dear God, does it come in handy later in the game, especially considering my... I'm not super skilled at this game. I do enjoy this game, but I am not great at it. And yeah, because of how slow my attack was, he was able to get one in on me there. But, took him out, got all my blood echoes back, plus a few extra for killing him. And I also picked up blood vials, which... the blood vials are your source of... they're essentially the Estus flask of Bloodborne. The difference is, blood vials have a limited quantity. Once you run out, you're out, and you can technically only hold 20 at a time until later in the game. And your Estus flask refills after you die or you rest at a bonfire. However, in Bloodborne, you have your supply on hand, and then you have a supply back at the Hunter's Dream. And if you get in a really hard area and you use all of your blood vials over and over, it is possible to eventually run out and go through your stockpile. Now that has not happened to me yet, but I've also not gotten to the hardest parts of this game. So, who's to say what could happen in the future? Hello! So this is Central Yharnam. and we'll be running into some big uglies here soon. Right now, just looking around for some items, finding plenty of blood vials, and no, I'm not really gonna bother to fill up that little chunk of health just yet, just because it'll be refilled soon enough. And if you're wondering why I'm rolling around, usually things are breakable, and sometimes behind breakable stuff you will find items. And there's one of our first big uglies. Hey, how you doing? Ah, I am so used to a two-attack pattern actually taking those guys out. So that's one thing I have to get reacquainted to while playing this. Yeah, I got another blood vial, so we're up to 10 now. Sweet. More blood vials, up to 12. Okay, so this will take us up to another one of those torches that will take us to the Hunter's Dream. But first, before I go up, let's take this guy out. I seem to always do like a 3, well, almost always do a 3 swing attack pattern before ending. It's just kind of a habit for me, I guess. It's always... Okay, now this part is pretty cool. So listen very carefully if the audio is loud enough. I hope it is. And you will hear a boss that I will be facing later in the game. Terrifying, yes? Well, since it's an early game boss, it's not that bad, but it can be. This lamp now transports you back to the Hunter's Dream. Upon death, you will awaken at this lamp. Indeed. Okay, and here we come across one of our first NPCs. We never actually get to see him, as far as I know, but you're able to communicate through here.
Oh, you must be a hunter, and not one from around here either. I'm Gilbert, a fellow outsider. You must have had a fine time of it. Yarnum has a special way of treating guests. Well, I don't think I could stand if I wanted to, but I'm willing to help if there's anything that can be done. This town is cursed. Whatever your reasons might be, you should plan a swift exit. Whatever can be gained from this place, it will do more harm than good.
You see, Gilbert is one of the few, actual nice people we run into in this game, as you'll see coming up. But, let's talk to him again.
Pale blood, you say? Never heard of it. But if it's blood you're interested in, you should try the Healing Church. The church controls all knowledge on blood ministration and all varieties of blood. Across the valley to the east of Yarnum lies the town of the Healing Church, known as the Cathedral Ward. And deep within Cathedral Ward is the old Grand Cathedral, the birthplace of the Healing Church's special blood, or so they say. Yarnumites don't share much with outsiders. Normally they wouldn't let you near the place, but the hunt is on tonight. This might be your chance.
The hunt is on. Indeed. Okay, so... I don't know whether to... because it's not actually possible to level up still, but I'm going to go back to the Hunter's Dream, just because I can't remember if there's anything else that appears there. There might be. I mean, if nothing else, I can get some items. Oh, hey, there's 2 viewers. Hello, other viewer. Welcome. If the doll is still, doll-like. This door is open now, and there we get to meet Garen.
Aha! You must be the new hunter. Welcome to the hunter's dream. This will be your home for now. I am... Gairman. Friend to you hunters. You're sure to be in a fine haze about now, but don't think too hard about all of this. Just go out and kill a few beasts. It's for your own good.
Is it really?
You know, it's just what hunters do. You'll get used to it.
Okay, I feel like there's another line of dialogue we get from him.
This was once a safe haven for hunters. A workshop where hunters used blood to enhance their weapons and flesh. We don't have as many tools as we once did, but you're welcome to use whatever you find.
Oh, what? Thank you.
Even the dog, should it please you.
That's creepy. Always has been, always will be. Right, so, that's all the dialogue we get from him. Gehrman, well, I mean, there's certain things that I do know about this game that I guess would have been more effective had I known them, or not known them, until I actually played through the game, but he plays a big role in this game as it goes along, and I'm about to sneeze. I apologize. And then it went away. Gotta love it when that happens. Allergies are fun. But yes, so at this point right now, there's still not much we can do. This is where we attach runes to ourselves, which can enhance certain abilities. Here we can fortify weapons, which will be done with bloodstones found as we go along in the game. And also repair them, which, I mean, there's no real reason to right now, but why not? Might as well spend some blood echoes. And here is storage. This is where all the different kinds of items, we can either store them if we want to, which one of particular will be like armor, I guess it was technically called, or attire. We can trade that in so it doesn't clog up our item slots, or otherwise can always just sell them for blood echoes, which can be very helpful. Hold on just 1 second. There we are. I forgot, remembered I had a mute button. And that was used to just kind of, you know, allow me to blow my nose there for a second so you all don't have to listen to me snorting constantly. So yeah, not exactly much to... Oh wait, I can actually work toward getting some of that stuff, which admittedly can be rather helpful. But at this point in the game isn't exactly necessary, and I will actually be finding armor as I go along. So let's venture out back to Central Yharnam. Skull of a madman, touched by the wisdom of the Great Ones, used to gain insight. Now, one thing about this game that, and I'm sure this is more common knowledge now since the game has been out for a while, but previously people thought that you couldn't actually go to the doll and get levels from her until after you run into a boss, which gives you a level of insight. However, when that happens, usually you'll be losing all of your blood echoes because the boss will probably have killed you. But there is another way to go about it, and again, since I'm on sort of a time constraint, probably won't be doing that this time, but the next time I stream this, it will be. I'm basically leading this guy over here. There we go. Again, still getting used to the lower power and the slow speed of this weapon. But basically because I wanted to show you a visceral attack in this game. Heard that little... And there we go. So that first attack actually did, like, drop him down to super low health to begin with, but it was cool to just kind of show you anyway. Hey, you're kind of glitching out, aren't you? Oh no. Hi guys, how you doing? What, you're just gonna give up on me like that? There we go. Hey, I wasn't done with you yet. Yeah, they yell a lot of mean stuff. Plague-ridden rat, and, you know... Well, that's kind of usually what they yell at you, is plague-ridden rat, but... it still always gets to you. It really hurts, you know? I run down here. Whenever I go through here, I pretty much always try to make a little run down here, because I can take out these three guys again and get a little extra count to the how that goes for when I am actually able to trade them out and level up. I don't know if that was just in my headphones or what, but kind of had a bit of a stereo bit of him yelling just then. Oh, so there we go. Alright. And now we move into... Oh, well, first of all, there is an enemy down here that you can fight, if you really want to, but he's really hard, and I advise not going up against him early in the game, unless you're really good. And I do not have a weapon that I am good with in this game, so, or I guess, like, not my ideal weapon, so I won't be doing that. And here we go, we run into one of our first, not-so-nice residents of Yarnum.
Are you that outsider? Well, sorry, but I don't want anything to do with you. Trot along, will ya?
Oh, that's nice. And sometimes you do get extra bits of dialogue, but all of them, or rather the majority of them, tend to just kind of say the same thing. Alright, so there we got a Molotov cocktail. And, see, oh, we actually did pick up pebbles. Okay, pebbles are good because they can be used to throw at enemies that haven't noticed you yet, and you want to lure them away from possibly a bigger crowd. And then Molotovs can be very nice for reasons that they set things on fire. Oh, hi.
You are not wanted here.
Yeah, I kind of get it. Oh, I thought he was gonna hit me there. But okay. Oh, way too many swings. Totally unnecessary. But you know what? I don't care. There's still a fairly big mob. Oh, and by the way, if you're playing this for the first time, yeah, watch out around this side, because there's a guy that looks like he's dead, but he's not. Quicksilver bullets. So yeah, down here we have the first mob, which, you know what, I don't think I'll die if I lure some of them away, so let's go for it. Hey guys, how you doing? And there's a couple of guys with guns there. Hi! And you're dead. See anyone else? Oh hey, how's it going? Ooh, barely missed that one. Well, that's not very nice. You can set me on fire. Foul Beast, that's another one. Plague-ridden rat, foul beast. You know, because they're crazy. I mean, from their perspective, I'm probably a beast. Okay, so. Yeah. Well, one thing to keep an eye out for are these notes from other players. Beware of ambush. And also here, I think there's another one. Oh, that one just kind of disappeared. That person must have logged off. Okay. But anyway, yeah, there's an item there, just luring you, wanting you to come. But then around the corner, this douchebag! Yeah, the first time I played, I don't know if there just wasn't a note there for whatever reason, or I wasn't paying attention, but I just went on up, not really thinking about it, and yep, I got ambushed and got attacked, and I was so mad at myself. And then there's this guy, who's just adorable. Just so frickin' adorable. It's okay, you tried. Hey guys. Oh, that really hurt. So rude. And I will say I am liking the pickups so far in this run-through, because in my last one, which was actually my best run-through that I've done so far, yeah, a lot of the pickups were just not good, or they're just, like, no one was dropping anything. No one was dropping any blood vials or anything like that. It was really frustrating, because I was left kind of low for a while, again, with using the axe, which I'm not super familiar with. And visceral attack. You did, mate. You hear that loud thumping? Yeah, that's gonna come into play soon. Hey guys. Hello? No? Nothing? Alright, fine, I don't care. I don't need you. Let's see, well, no one else can see me. Take out the gunman here. Somehow that attracts that guy, but not the other gunman. I'm about to sneeze. Ooh, I apologize. The one thing about this game that is really not great is the fact that you can't pause the game. So I couldn't really pause it to hit my mute button. I apologize for that. Hi. Alright, there we go. Cannot wait until I get my faster weapon. Hey guys. Hey, how you doing? I'm just doing a little dance for you. 2, 3. How have you not noticed me yet? Oh, there we go. 1, 2, 3. That would probably be why it becomes a habit for me to attack them that way. It's because early in the game it takes 3 hits. Hey, hey. Yeah, I'm the one that threw a pebble at you. I only took 1 hit for you. Jeez. Oh, yeah. Anyway, I apologize again for my allergies, everyone. I realize it's not the most wonderful thing to hear in your ears while someone is playing. In the future, I will be doing my best to try and clear that up before I start playing, but, you know, just kind of decided to do this last second in the morning here before I get ready for work. You know, taking out violent aggressions before going into work. I figure it's the ideal situation. Hey! That's not nice. Hey, I've almost got a full supply of blood vials. Again, that definitely didn't happen last time. And now we are full on our blood vials. Nice. Okay, so now we're gonna go around. Face up. Ooh, item. Cold Blood Dew. Now those are similar, if not the same thing as like special soul items that you find in like Demon Souls and Dark Souls, where you essentially what's the word I'm looking for? You break them and you get a supply of those souls by breaking the item. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do, let's see. Okay, yeah, I know what I'm going to do, how I'm going to end this up. So first I'm going to talk to the crazy people over here.
I don't reckon you're from round here. Well, stuck outside on a night of the hunt. Oh, you poor, poor thing.
Well, that's really just rude, seriously. And honestly, some of the sounds you hear from this game, like sounds of people just going mad, are quite terrifying. It's like, if you were to listen to it long enough, you'd be like, oh, oh no. Those are the crows. Yeah, I know. Anyway, they don't do much, but if you get attacked by not even one of them, but several of them at once, they can knock down your health pretty dang quick. Okay, so here is the big galoot that was making all that ruckus earlier. Go in, get a good hidden on him. So this is the first time you'll get to see me do a parry. And dead? Yes! Oh, are you kidding me? Okay, now he's dead. Again, it's one of those things of being back in an early game. But being able to parry enemies in this game can prove incredibly helpful, especially for enemies that you're technically not at a level yet to face. Or, well, I mean, really you can go up against any enemy in this game, and with patience and being properly aggressive at times, you'll be able to get through it no problem. Let's see, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to utilize, I guess you would call it a backdoor, but there is a hidden path here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a note, which, when people rate your notes, if they rate it as fine, while you're playing, you get a health boost, which can be truly helpful if you're up against a difficult enemy. Now, you never know when it's going to happen, but it is possible. So, give you all a little idea here, and there's different templates you can do. Well, it looks like there's about 5, I think. So, let's see. Blank waits ahead, and I believe hidden path. There we are. hidden path waits ahead, but beware of the hounds. I'm going to point forward to point out where I'm saying. So there you can see the little messenger guys popped up. Those are my messengers. And when the note is read, that pops up. And a vision of me pointing appears. So yeah. So for anyone that might be new playing this, they'll get an idea. And as I said, there's a hidden path here. And here are some hounds that I'm going to destroy real quick before they get out of their cages, so that they don't kill me. Dang it. Crap. Okay, now the crows can be bad if they gang up on you, but a single dog by themselves can be incredibly deadly. Ouch. Dear God. Especially when you go about it like that. Not exactly the proper way to try fighting those things. But, you know, whatever. Alright. So we've got this little guy. Try creeping around. Ah, thank you. There we go. Again, I was playing this game with a faster weapon for so long that trying to go up against these guys with the axe really works against me, unfortunately. Okay, so there's an old lady up here. I can kind of save. Ah, you jerk. Okay.
You're a hunter, aren't you?
Indeed.
Then, well, do you know of any safe places?
Okay, so not worth talking to her until later, because we don't know any safe places at this time. And she'll just kind of berate you and point out that she hates you, and, you know, we get enough of that in this game, from people trying to kill us. But, since we took an alternative path here, we'll be able to find a few things. Another cold blood dew, for instance. And down there we can face a couple of those big ogres, but I'd really rather not do that just yet. Can you see them from here? Well, if they were around there you could. But, going in here... Hi! Okay, the first time I played through here, I saw this guy. And I saw him in his wheelchair. And I was like, huh, it must be that old guy from the beginning. It's not. He has a gun. Kill him. He'll put a lot of hurting on you. The pungent blood cocktail. That is an item that I, not until recently, learned how it can be truly beneficial in this game. When the hunt began, the healing church left us, blocking the great bridge to Cathedral Ward as old Yonam burned to the ground that moonlit night. And there's the ghost of a fellow player, who at about the same time. Oh, there's another one, doing somersaults. And now we open this door. Oh hey, it's one of our friends. Hey friend. We're good friends. We really are. Bloodstone Shard. Okay, so there's the first of one of those. However, we need 2 more before I can actually do an upgrade to any weapons. And that would be time for a visceral attack if you were going down this way. However, first you have to open this gate. Which brings us back to this area. Right by Gilbert. See if Gilbert has anything else to say before I go.
Across the valley to the east of Yarnham, you'll find the Cathedral Ward. Deep within lies the old main cathedral, said to be the source of blood. I haven't heard of pale blood, but that's your best bet if it's anything to do with unique types of blood.
Well, there you go then. And sorry for the pop-ups happening every time I do that. It's me just muting the mic so you won't hear me blow my nose again. But, yes, for now we're going to return to the Hunter's Dream. And just kind of settle up here because, again, I managed to get things started, so I'll be able to move along here in the next time I stream. But for now, I think this will be it, because I gotta get ready for work. But it has been fun. I do enjoy this game a lot. I hate that I'm having to restart it all over again, but this does give me a chance to actually stream this time, and maybe not suck. We'll see. But alright, until next time everyone, I am Papakin, and thank you so much for joining me for this stream. Or if you're watching this on video on demand or over on YouTube, I hope you all have a great day, and leave your comments below. See you next time.